Mez, and this is my presentation for my final here in our Reggio Emilia class. I thought I would kick off my presentation with some video, some photos of my school. We are at the Eagles Nest Play to Learn Center here in Mildred, Texas. We are in a rural county, and I'm about 15 miles southeast of Corsicana, Texas, which is about 20,000 in population compared to Mildred, where there's about 600 or so in our population here, but we're not that far from town. But anyways, I wanted to just kind of show you my space and talk a little bit about my plans for improving certain areas of my program, including the physical space, based on what I learned in this class this semester. So this is the front space of my building, and this is the area that I post a few things. This is a space I plan to have a enclosed bulletin board to feature the kids' drawings, documentation, original pieces that kids make. Go in this space here. This is coming into my building. Please excuse the mess. We are preparing to open next week. But I like to showcase documentation in the classroom as well with canvas prints, and I'll show you what I mean. Here's a canvas print of me with my students on a winter day enjoying playtime outside. My goal is to include more family photos on events that we host here. This is one for Thanksgiving that we did, and then this is us celebrating Cinco de Mayo. Something I don't do that I'm going to change this year is keep students' artwork. I tend to just showcase pictures because I feel like that does tell a story, but I also need to keep some of the art that my students make instead of sending it home all the time. This is one of my favorite pieces. This is a little mobile with some pictures of our past memories from last year. There's pictures on both sides there. So at my center, we have a few open, built-in centers for kids to play. This is my indoor space. We are an open concept center. I love these med suits. We use those for outdoor play. Now, we do a lot of table hands-on activities here, but I do have an interactive board that allows us to include a little bit technology throughout the day. This is the same panel that the school district has in their classroom, so I wanted my students to have opportunities to experience this as well. We do picture sorts, we practice writing, sometimes we'll watch songs or videos here to sing along with, so it's not used as a big part of my day, but I do use it daily for something that's educational. I'm a former tech consultant, so kind of hard to get away from technology, but I make sure that we utilize it in an effective way. Our literature is sorted by seasons, and then we do have a little nature things we found on our walks. We didn't find this plant, but we found these items on our walks, and so we brought them in so that we could study them. Welcome to our outdoor space. This is where kids are dropped off in the morning with their parent. They have to bring them in and scan them through Brightwheel and check them in. We utilize this space in the mornings for the first hour and a half to 2 hours for just play and exploration time. We have a little gathering space area as well for us to meet and sing some songs in the morning. Also read some stories. We have a yard there in the left corner that if you saw that we utilize for reading as well for kids to go in and read, play there. We have tables for kids to utilize for anything. And then this area I love. We have a water play on one side, and then we have a mud play section here. We also have a mud kitchen, but everything is so dry right now. characteristics of the REA approach, which include child-centered, learning from the environment, documentation, inquiry, observation, collaboration, and community. In a child-centered program, children are constructing their own learning. They're active participants in their learning. We as teachers are just there to facilitate. We're there as guides, encouraging them to dive deeper into themselves and as well as in the interactions that they have with their peers. This was so important for me as I was learning about the Reggio Emilia, is that the environment is the third teacher. The environment is viewed as a third teacher and should be considered a reflection of not just the children, teachers, and parents, but a reflection of the image of the child. And the environment as a third teacher can be indoors and outdoors. Evaluations in this type of program, I feel like, should be informal. They should be a process for us to gather and make sense of our children, of our students' learning. It's going to help us determine where children are in their learning and where they need to go next. Documentation is so important for our program. This is for us to be able to identify a child's strengths and what their thinking is like at that particular time. And we can use documentation to be able to scaffold a child's learning. And this year, I'm going to be working on displaying that documentation for our parents and for our community. Inquiry. Allowing children opportunities to flourish in their own way and at their own pace. I love this particular characteristic in the approach because it focuses on the wonderings that children have, and this could change day to day, which I absolutely love. I do love inquiry because I feel like it builds on that curiosity that children have, and then also critical thinking when we do science experiments or we make discoveries out in nature and want to learn more. I feel that observations should be happening every day, whether they're informal or a little bit more formal. But as an owner of my program and as well as the teacher, I think it's important that we build up on an emergent curriculum on the interests that children have. And it's our role to observe our kiddos and have discussions with kids as well as their families to discover abilities, needs, and skills so that we can build that into our classroom setting. I feel that we're quite active in our community. We have events where we invite parents and friends. I myself participate along with my staff in local events that take part with our local Early Childhood Coalition. We have other community members who stop by and drop off donations. I also educate families in our community, in our county, by offering workshops and parent workshops and even professional development for early childhood teachers. And one of the things I enjoy the most in our community is giving back. And we do that by fundraising and giving scholarships to local students in our community who are going off to college. wanted to share that most recently our program was voted Best of the Best Preschool for the third year in a row, and we will be celebrating our third birthday this fall. And so I think a lot of this is in part in our community involvement and parents who also talk about our program to others. And I just wanted to share this because it's such an amazing honor that my program is bestowed upon so far each year. We are competing with other programs in the area who've been here way longer than us. We're a fairly new program in this county, so just wanted to share that we're grateful for our community here, though it's small, but it's very, very tight, and they're very supportive.